It is on Kindle Unlimited. Bestie, welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be mood reading my Kindle Unlimited subscription, purely because it's been a while since I've actually used Kindle Unlimited, and even though I pay for it every single month and I feel like it's definitely worth having, sometimes I just feel like I don't make the most of it. In this vlog we are going to be making the most of my subscription and reading 3 books. We'll be reading a mix of romance and thriller books, so grab yourself a drink, get comfy, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I found the book that I want to read. So I recently read a book by John Mars, and that was my first ever thriller book by him, and it was so good. And I've just found another one on Kindle Unlimited which is called Dead in the Water, and it's basically about this guy that survives a near drowning incident, and as his life is flashing past his eyes he sees like a dead body, but he can't remember that memory and he doesn't know who that person is or why that's part of his memory, and he thinks that the only way to remember what happened is to die again. So he finds a stranger that is all too willing to help him die again so he can try and remember what happened. And I'm gonna read it. I think that sounds really good. It's not too long, it's only 388 pages. And I don't know if you know about this, but can you see where it says Kindle Unlimited, there's like a headphone thing? I don't know if this is like a new thing by Amazon or whatever, but now if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription and an Audible subscription, there are a select few books that you can read and listen to at the same time. And I love immersive reading, and right now I have Audible under like one of those deals, so it means that I can listen and read at the same time, which is my favorite way to read. I absolutely love it. So I purposefully looked for books that had the headphone on. Right, I've downloaded it. It's going to appear on my Kindle and then we can sit and read. I'm very excited. I'm gonna go make myself a nice drink and get cozy on the sofa, and then we can start this book.
Prologue. It isn't only the water pouring down his throat and forcing his head under the surface. The ice cold living.
Hello, it's the next day and I thought we could do a little update on my thoughts and feelings so far on Dead in the Water. So I am just over or just under, hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm just over halfway through this book, and I will say that it's definitely not my favourite thriller ever. It's okay, I would say. It is quite an intriguing story, but I wouldn't say that it's really anything to kind of like shout out about. And there has been sort of a few plot twists and things like that, but they haven't really shocked me. Like I haven't really felt, oh my God, that was such a good twist. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it is kind of just okay. And I think the reason why I'm getting through it so quickly is because I am able to listen to it on audiobook at the same time. So when I'm not able to sit down and read, I have just been shoving on the audiobook and kind of reading it that way. So I think that's the reason why I've been able to absolutely fly through it. I don't think I have long left. Hang on, I have just been listening to the audiobook. So it's literally saying I have 2 hours and 55 minutes left of this book to read. I would love to be able to finish it tonight. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Hello! As you can see from the previous clip, yesterday me and Alex did a little bit of an impromptu trip down to the beach because it's only like an hour and a half away from London. And I've never been, so we wanted to make the most of the sunshine while we still have it. And I did a little bit of reading. Now we need to do a big reading update because obviously I'm now not reading Dead in the Water. I finished that one and it didn't get any better for me, I'm not gonna lie. It just felt really meh. Like it didn't, I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a me thing because when I read the reviews after, most people were rating it like 4 or 5 stars, but I just didn't get that kind of like excitement out of it that I normally do with thrillers. So once I finished that, I went back onto Kindle Unlimited, and because the sun is out and it's so beautiful outside, I really wanted like a nice romance. So I started reading The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. Well, I'm not sure if her name is Liz Tom Ford or Liz Tom Fordy, so if I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. But I thought I would read this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit apprehensive coming into this book because after I read Mile High, I literally hated that book. I really didn't like it. I think I rated it 2 stars. But everybody says that the rest of the series is so, so good. So I wanted to give it a chance. And because it's all on Kindle Unlimited, or The Right Move is on Kindle Unlimited. I thought, why not? I'm just going to go for it. And so far, I am having a great time. In fairness, I did actually really like Indy's character in Mile High as well. So it's no surprise really that I like this book, because she was always like the fun character and I really enjoy that about her. I think she's really likable. She's just kind of like fun. And I always like it when the main character is someone that you would like to be friends with. That's the vibe that I get from Indy. I feel like she'd be such great fun to be friends with. And I also really like her and Ryan, which again, is obviously important because it's a romance about those two, but I really like them together. I am flying through this, to be honest. I am literally 53% of the way in and obviously halfway through a chapter, because why wouldn't I be? I've literally got 1 minute left. Like, why did I not just stick around to finish that? I don't know. The rest of this afternoon is literally free just for me to read. So I'm gonna make myself a nice drink, which of course is gonna be another poppy because I'm actually obsessed with them at the moment, and read as much of this as I can before work tomorrow. The bank holiday weekend is nearly over, but I've been having the best time so far. That lemon lime one tastes exactly like lemonade. Hello, it is the morning for me and we need to do a little update on The Right Move because I'm very near the end. I'm 92% of the way through The Right Move and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's been a really nice kind of wholesome romance and it's been exactly what I needed because it's just kind of easy to read, and I'm surprised at how much more I've enjoyed this than Mile High, because Mile High was such a disappointment to me. After all the hype that the Windy City series, I do think it is redeeming itself with The Right Move. I think I will definitely continue this series on when I'm done with this book, but not straight away. I think I'll take a little break first. The one thing I will say though is I don't know who the other books in the series are about, but I really hope that one of the books is about Rio because he is the sweetest character and I would love to see a bit of a romance story for him as well. I think that would be so fun, but obviously I don't know. I mean, maybe he does, I'm not sure. I don't know who the rest of the books are about, but I really hope that he gets a love story because I actually really like him. I think he's so cute. But anyway, I need to go to work, so I'm probably going to finish this book today before I can catch up with you next, because I've only got 36 minutes left of this book, which means I very well might finish the book before I even get to work today. There is another book that I'm quite intrigued to read. There was a book called The Guest List or something that was recommended to me by someone I work with, by Lucy Foley on Audible, and I have an Audible credit. So I really want to read that, but I need to see obviously if it is on Kindle Unlimited, because if it's not, then we can't use it for this reading vlog. But let's have a look. It is on Kindle Unlimited. Oh my God. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to download this book. This is going to be the next book that we read together. So this is another thriller. I'm really in a thriller mood at the moment. I don't know what's gotten into me. I haven't read thrillers for ages and now suddenly I'm binging like 3 or 4 in a row. But this one is basically about a remote island. Hang on, I don't actually know. All I know is that it was good. Oh, right. Okay, so basically, they go to a remote island for a wedding and then there's a body that they find. Oh, one of the guests is found dead. So then they all have to like find out who killed this guest basically. But I think that sounds really good. So I've downloaded that onto my Kindle. And once I finish this, I will start reading the guest list. Oh, I feel so prepared that we've chosen our next book. Hello, it's been a couple of days since we last did an update, so I need to update you on what I've been reading. I'm at my mum's house, by the way, in case you're wondering why the background is vastly different than normal, and I'm just doing my skincare because I just had a shower. But anyway, so I finished The Right Move and I thought it was such a cute little romance. It was so easy to read. I think it would be so good if you were gonna read it on holiday, even though I think it was actually set in winter, but it still felt like quite a nice, easy to consume romance. It didn't feel, there wasn't like that much different about it compared to other romances. So it did feel just kind of like a predictable, cute romance. Let's see what I rated it. So I haven't rated it yet, but I think I'm going to rate it maybe 3 point. Ooh, that came out quicker than I was expecting. My serum. I think I'm going to rate it 3.75 stars because even though it was kind of cutesy and easy to read, it didn't really stand out to me as anything that I would kind of remember in the future. And I'm not 100% sure if I'd really read it again. The one thing I will say actually about The Right Move is skip ahead if you don't want to hear anything about the book at all. But the one thing that kind of made me feel a bit like, oh, that felt random, was the epilogue. If you've read The Right Move, please let me know if you agree with this, but I felt like the epilogue really jumped. Like, I don't even know what the time frame was. I think it was a couple of years, because it kind of didn't really specify, and then suddenly, like, it was a few years in the future, and I just kind of felt like, normally with like interconnected standalone romance series, you kind of get to see the characters progress in their relationship or in their lives in the other books, whereas this one I felt like it already skipped like 2 years ahead. So I was kind of a bit disappointed with that, because I love it when, even though the characters have had their main story, if they still get character development in the other books as well. I really like that. So I kind of felt like now there's not much room for Indy and Ryan to grow, because they've kind of done like the main things. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but let me know if you've read it, what you thought of it. And then after I finished reading The Right Move, I moved straight on to the guest list, as I kind of mentioned in the clips before this one, and I have been immersive reading it. So I've been listening to the audiobook alongside reading the Kindle book, and so far I am enjoying it. The only thing about it is I feel like this has not been a great reading vlog. Like, there's not been any books so far that have really stood out to me. What did we start this vlog reading? That's good, isn't it? Can't even remember what we read the first. Oh yeah, I think it was another thriller. It was Dead in the Water. Then none of them are hitting really. Like this one, it's okay as far as thrillers go. I mean, I am quite far in, so I'm in enough to know that, ow, I just dropped my Kindle on my legs. Did you hear that? I'm far enough in to know that it's not like incredible. Like, I'm 66% of the way through, and it's been kind of a slow build up so far, and things have been kind of happening, but I still don't really know like what the big twist is. Well, we do know what the big twist is going to be, but it doesn't feel that big of a twist. And I'm also kind of like, I can't even guess like what's going to happen. And the only thing about this is there is a lot of characters in it, so I feel like sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming, and you get the point of view of lots of different people. So it is good in that sense at the same time, because you get to know a lot of the different characters and their backstories, but sometimes it can just feel like a little bit much. The audiobook as well is quite good, but some of the voice actors, I don't know, this is going to be so mean, but I don't really like some of the voice actors. So yeah, I don't really know. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. It's nothing to shout out about. But yeah, I was really hoping that we were going to be able to end the vlog on like a really good book. But so far, we haven't been able to find any 5 stars. Actually, have I rated anything higher than 4 stars? No, I haven't. Haven't even got to 4 stars. So hopefully this will pick up at the end and we will get at least a 4 star in this vlog. That would be great. But I'm going to go and sit with my dad in his new little office and do some reading, and then maybe we'll catch up in a bit once I've got a little bit further in. I need to talk quite quietly because my family are going to bed, but we've started to get some big reveals with this book now, and it is now starting to get a little bit exciting, which is kind of annoying because I've been reading this book this whole time and it kind of took until maybe about 70% to get quite interesting, which is a little bit disappointing because obviously you kind of want the book to be exciting from the sort of first few pages. So I feel like it hasn't really done it for me, but I'm excited to see what happens at the end of this book. So I'm going to lock in and try and read as much as possible before I fall asleep. I have an hour and 17 minutes left according to my Kindle. I probably won't be able to finish this tonight, but if I don't finish it tonight, I'll definitely be able to finish it tomorrow. So let's do a little bit more reading. Okay, so we officially finished the guest list this morning, and I think my official rating is going to be 3.75 stars. Because, do you know what? I actually really enjoyed the twists that we got at the end of this book. I liked how everything was tied together really nicely and how you kind of got to understand some of the questions that you were asking yourself. But the only reason why it's not getting a higher rating is because I just found like the majority of the book so boring. The thing is, it made you ask questions, but I don't think it really built suspense very well. So I do just think that that bit could have been done a little bit better, and it could have maybe had a few more like breadcrumbs throughout the book, and then you would kind of maybe have some suspicions, because personally I didn't have any suspicions, although I do like that. So yeah, it wasn't a bad book by any means. The audiobook was quite good because you had like some of the voice actors were a little bit annoying. I think I did mention that, but the majority of them were pretty good and really like did the accents quite well. So it really helped to kind of imagine what was happening in this book. And even when I wasn't listening to the audiobook, I could still kind of like hear the accents from the audiobook. So that made the reading experience quite fun. But I would just say overall, it just didn't really excite me that much and it was quite disappointing. So yeah, that is the end of book 3 with a 3.75 star rating. So now that we are coming to the end of this vlog, let's just do a little recap on the books that I read and my ratings. So we started the reading vlog with Dead in the Water by John Mars. And again, that one just felt a little bit disappointing. It was quite a good premise. I was quite excited to see how the book was going to be written and kind of like what was going on, but I just felt like it was a bit far-fetched and a bit annoying. And to be honest, I don't even really remember what happened in that book. So yeah, I think that just says it all, to be honest. That one I rated 3 stars. And then we moved on to The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford, and I really enjoyed that. I think it was a really nice, easy to read romance, and I liked the characters in it. I thought they were really lovable and enjoyable. The only thing I didn't like about that, which I mentioned, was the epilogue, but I think all things considered, it was a pretty good book, and that one I also rated 3.75 stars. And then we finished with The Guest List, which, yeah, 3.75 stars. We don't need to go over my review for that again because we just did that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Bye!